Posting Instagram stories is a fun way to share photos and videos. You only have 15 seconds per clip, and so you need to get creative with your editing and grab attention immediately. And remember, stories disappear after just 24 hours. In this video, I'm going to share with you some awesome video content design ideas that you can apply in your video editing that you do outside of the Instagram app before you upload your clips into Instagram. These are ideas above and beyond the standard Instagram features like adding text, emojis, super zoom, and boomerang. Let's dive in. Hey, it's Gord here. Welcome. If it's your first time here and it's your passion to make great videos, become a ninja at video editing and learn more tips on how to succeed with video and marketing on YouTube, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Okay, so now we're going to look at several designs and see how music, text, different content layout styles, color and motion all come together to make some cool clips for video and video marketing. As you can see right in front of us, we have an interesting canvas size, which is 1080 by 1920. That size is what is called the vertical format, which suits Instagram stories layout. And you want to have your canvas set like this before you start to put your clips in. But ideally, if you are bringing in footage that you've recorded in your phone or elsewhere, you want to record it in a vertical format. Or if you've gone to a wide format and you have clips that you bring in, you know, something like this here, you want to be sure that you record it in a higher resolution so that when you move the clip around and decide what kind of real estate you want to use, you have at least a decent sized resolution to work with. Now let's go straight into our first design layout here. Hey, it's Gord here. I'm a video consultant and YouTuber, and I full-time teach and consult with people to help them to use video to grow in their business. I'm 58 years young today. First off, in the first 6 seconds, which I'm calling clip 1, when we ultimately divide this video up, you see we have this nice long vertical footage which is used well, and then we come into showing some text against white square blocks so that they show well, and we also are using the text to have it climb up the screen, which also is a nice use of the vertical real estate. And then we did this nice little smooth transition which synced to the beat of the music, as you'll be able to hear. I'll just play that transition point for you. So you see how it did a nice ripple effect in sync with the music. So that's another neat little technique. And as we continue with our design, you're going to see that I've now thrown a picture inside the picture, and it's a headshot of me, and I start talking, and as you see, the background all of a sudden turns to this kind of greenish look, and it's called a colorize inside here in Camtasia here, and this really adds a lot of visual appeal. And you can see there's a lot of motion with the body of the footage, walking around, kicking the legs, which, you know, is entertaining and keeps engagement. But also I've now put on some kinetic text, and you see there's 3 colors. It's text layered there, and that effect is, you know, pretty easy to accomplish. I just chose the same text and made 3 copies, one layered on top of the other, just slightly different sizes, and put a few effects on it. You know, how those details and how I created some of these things will be done and shown in a later tutorial. So now we can see that we got this nice, you know, colorful text overlay, kinetic text, and then on a nice motion background. Then I go into the next cycle where, I actually do a spin of my head as I'm talking, and then bring a bar out, and I do a visual scan and spread out the width of the video. So all of this keeps it all nice and engaging for the viewer that's watching. So if we see that again, help them to use video to grow in their business. So see how that there's so much going on. We have that movement plus the movement of the video background, which keeps it, you know, very interesting. And then at the end of this cycle, I then go in to change things up, and I go into a little slow motion part of the footage, so watch that right here as we go.
Young today.
And then you see as I come out of the slow motion, I colorized the background and the video clip in the middle as well again to mix things up. And this time the footage in the background is changed up, which is actually a picture of me. And I'm actually, you know, showing a little marketing, showing my site name and a picture of me and my lower thirds. And this sort of scans, meaning the motion of the background clip goes from right to left as we play out the clip. Just watch how that unfolds. Now let's look at design layout number 2. This is my favorite. I call it the triple stack because I basically have 3, 16 by 9 clips put vertically stacked one on top of each other. And in between there's a little border space for putting things like hashtags when you upload. But what also adds to the beauty of this is I've not only do you have 3 motion clips that tell the story about my weight loss, and what you hear though is the voice of me in the middle clip. You also have colorization on the top and the bottom, which adds another visual flair to what we're looking at. So let's just watch a little bit of this and see how it unfolds.
Hey everyone, welcome. It's Saturday morning. It's Gord here. I have something very special to share.
And did you also see on the top I had that kinetic text where I said, making it happen in nice different colors, just to add to the color and beauty of things, and just all flows really nice. In design number 3, we're using the similar theme about don't play small, but now we have some really cool different visual elements happening again. So let's just play this for a bit and see what happens. So there's so much cool stuff going on here. I'm going to start at the beginning. First, you see I have the video in the background sliding up to fill the vertical, so that creates a nice visual element. But while that's going on, and I create anticipation by just throwing the text word at the top called don't. But in the middle, with the beat to the music, you see 3 video clips simultaneously playing, but all sort of jumping to the beat, the 2 outside ones, and they're different size. And I created that really interesting visual effect with a product called Magic Studio. It's about music and visuals combined, and I'll have a link for that down below in my video description. But this created something quite interesting and unique, and with like a nice little white, and then we had a nice transition ripple effect, and then now the text is brought in just straight along the background and then fades out and up off the screen. In this next design, design 4, you can see I have this radiant light effect with all of these colors, which is really cool. Now, although you're looking at something that's a video clip, you could just as easily find a image and put a similar background in, and it doesn't have to be video. But again, I used the Magic Visuals product to create something whereby the actual movement of me in the image has been triggered by the beat of the music. So this has a really cool look, and I have overlaid some text, and just check this out how this appears. And then you'll see as it gets a little further on, I zoom in on the picture to add another dimension to the visual experience. So here we go. In this next design, design 5, not only do I use a motion background with movement and music, synchronization again, but I have a very fast motion clip. So I actually sped up the time lapse to give a nice, fast feel to this, and with the beat of the music. And then there's a powerful call to action message at the end. So let's just take a watch and see how that plays out. As the safety first faded out, the word safety and the first, and then safety, and then the text image, all of that was synced to beats. Now here's our final design, and just to show you that you don't have to have a motion background, here we have an image that's nice and colorful, and we've added some kinetic text to it and a little bordering, and here's how it looks. One final tip, and it's all about how to optimize your file size for upload into Instagram. I found that iOS platform works the best with the least issues, but Android works as well. But you may need to tune the parameters, because if your file's too large, it'll just sit in this limbo state of posting and you'll have to play with it. So as you can see, we have the width of 1080 by 1920. I could also change that to the 720 by 1280 proportionally. That'll automatically adjust. But we're going to go back to our 1920, and in the video settings here, I'm using my 30 frames per second rate. But here's the key parameter that involves the most tuning, and that's your bits per second. So here we have 10,000. You can go down as low as 3 if you're just using something that's more like a photograph with just some text on it. But as you get busier, you know, I start playing more with 8,000 and go up as high as 10 or 12,000 even, in terms of what size I'm going to use for the bit rate. And the higher the value, the higher the quality. But if it's too high and the file is too large, typically I've heard if the sizes are, you know, bigger than 15,000, you're going to start to have Instagram compressing your file, and who knows what's going to end up happening, because if it's compressed too much, it gets very pixelated. So you need to play with these parameters and see what works with your video editor in terms of the quality of production you get. Wow! Creating Instagram stories is another one of those great social video outlets we have to deliver content. If you want to explore more ways to create for social media and social media marketing, be sure to check out my social video playlist on my channel by clicking on the link provided above that YouTube card, or in the video description below. As I continue to grow my channel, I'm always seeking to hear from you about the kind of content that you want me to create. So please let me know in the comments below what topics you want me to cover. Do you want me to do more video editing, stuff on video marketing, stuff about YouTube, product reviews? Please feel free to share what ideas you have that I can translate into great tutorials for you. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate all the time you give to watching the videos I create, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.